Hello, friends. Welcome to IT Job Pulse. And today's topic is for project management. And for that matter, anyone who wants to do a career transition into IT, or even if you're part of IT, and if you want to understand three types, three methodologies, then you are welcome here. So let's get started. I have a question for you. What are we talking about today? Okay, so we're talking about predictive approach, the fortune teller, okay, and then adaptive approach, the space explorer, and hybrid approach, the best of both worlds. So can you guess what I mean here by predictive approach? Yes, you guessed it right. That is waterfall. Then next one is adaptive approach. Again, you guessed it right. It's agile and hybrid. Now, definitely, you must have guessed it right. That is, it's a combination of predictive, that is waterfall, plus adaptive, that is agile approach. And it is the combination of both. That's what it is called as hybrid approach. So let's understand real world examples. Okay. A few laughs, a lot of learning, right? So I will talk about the examples in coming slides, and of course with laughs and a lot of learning. So I have got the icebreaker for you. How many of you have planned a vacation that went exactly as planned? No flight delays, no hotel mix-ups, no, we forgot the sunscreen. No one? Perfect. If you have gone through such experience of a vacation where you have missed something, you have forgotten something, or you might have messed up everything, then you are already qualified to understand project management. So let's get started. Predictive approach, waterfall. A nickname is called as the planner. Why it is called the planner? Because all is planned in advance, all the tasks. Okay, I know exactly what I want. I even wrote it down in a Gantt chart. So, if you are aware about Gantt chart, then you will understand the point. Don't worry, in coming videos, I will also make this point of Gantt chart, and we will have a good video on Gantt chart. For the time being, if you are in hurry, you can just type on YouTube Gantt chart. Okay, so you'll get a lot of videos around it. The point here is we are talking about planning of each and every activity. For example, today is Wednesday and I'm planning for the lunch of next Tuesday. So, in-depth planning of all the tasks, considering future as well, right? So, key traits here, everything is planned upfront. That is what I mentioned. Scope, schedule, and cost are locked. Scope is nothing but the work which will be delivered. Schedule we already know, and the cost we already know. So these all three things are locked. That means we cannot go back and we cannot change anything. So ideal for predictable, well-defined projects. Well, the situation is like you are aware about what you will build, and apart from that, the complexity is not that much high. Then definitely you can go for a predictable, well-defined projects with predictive approach, that is waterfall. Analogy, imagine baking a cake with a recipe. Okay, so just a second. It's like you know the recipe and you are baking a cake, and it all things are predictable. You are aware about the recipe. You are aware about the outcome, and you are certain that it is predictable, right? So you can consider this example. Pros, like clear scope, easy tracking, good for regulated industries. So these are all pros of it. Now, cons, not flexible. As I said, we cannot do any changes. And if we think about changes, it's all drama and it's slow to adapt. Definitely, I think there is no adapt concept in Waterfall because once the requirement is freezed, the game is over. You cannot do anything. So, with that, I have an interactive question for you. Raise your hand if you have worked on a project where someone said, "We will stick to the plan," and 2 weeks later, everything was on fire, right? So, it also happens in our day to day life that we plan many things, but we don't follow the plan, right? So, you can comment about your any such experience of your projects. It can be from a professional life or it can be from a personal life as well. Next, adaptive approach, agile. It's my favorite one because I believe we have to be adapt because if we change as per the requirement or if we modify our life as per the situation, then it becomes great. Nickname the improviser. That means there is always a scope for improvement and you can improve as well. But in waterfall, there is no scope for improvement. There is only a scope for improvement in waterfall when you develop another project, not in the current project. We will figure it out as we go, but trust me, it will be awesome, right? We'll definitely do something. Currently, we are not aware about that, but it will be awesome. Key traits, plans evolve as the project progresses. So we do planning here as well. If it is agile, that doesn't mean that we don't do plan. Okay, planning is a crucial factor, but plan is evolved as per the progress of the project. Work is delivered in small chunks, iterations. So imagine like you want to develop a software and it's a new software, it's a new technology. So there are total, let's say, 60 features which you need to develop. So in Agile, consider just for example, we will work on only three features in the first month or in the first 2 weeks for that matter. We will only work on login, sign up, and forgot password and the registration functionality. Basically, just it will help to log in the users. So this is nothing but it is called as MVP, minimum viable product. Now, what is the advantage of using Agile? Imagine you have planned for 1 year, you start working on that and you freeze the requirements. That means you will not change anything. And after, let's say, we spent 3 months of time for planning, and after that, we spent another 3 months for developing developing the project functionalities, and after that, after 6 months, when we have the final product with us, we don't like it at all. So 6 months are wasted. But wherein if you go with Agile, we can plan for small chunks, small tasks like iterations. We can develop something in 1 month and then we can think about whether to continue with the same thing or we need some changes. So within a month, we can have a decision about development done so far. Okay. When I started my coaching journey, I wanted to make a application, Android application. Uh, and it is already there, but when I started, I had to go to at least, I think I have developed it 9 times. 9 times I got a failure in developing a mobile application, and also in website I failed, I think almost 7 times. 9 plus 7, almost 16 times I failed in developing the application or the website. So my experience is that, at that time, all 16 times I followed waterfall and it was very bad experience for me. So That's why I prefer more agile adaptive approach, heavy customer involvement. Okay. So we have involvement of customers, then analogy, it's like cooking without a recipe. So there are some pros: flexible, frequent feedback, fast delivery of value. Now it is flexible, that means we can make changes, but not all the changes to be made in a 1 month, or we cannot consistently change the requirements. Okay. Frequent feedback, yes, definitely. As I mentioned, after 1 month only we can get a feedback, and we can deliver a fast value. And then cons is a scope creep alert. Like scope creep can happen because we are changing the requirements, and needs constant stakeholder input. Definitely, stakeholder inputs is required. Not ideal for fixed scope projects. As we mentioned, if we are certain about things, then agile is not required. So here's the quick activity for all of you. Turn to your neighbor and describe your last agile personal project. Was it your kitchen renovation, parenting, or a diet plan? So currently I am following 90 days fit to grind uh, challenge. That is fitness challenge I have taken, 90-day challenge. So that is, I think, I'm considering it as agile because I have not made any plan. I just have 90 days plan. So far 1 week is completed, and my MVP, minimum viable product, it is uh, I'm able to do uh, half push-ups, with the one which we do with knees. Okay. So I'm able to do at least 6 to 7 in one go. So that is minimum viable product which I have got success, okay, in my project. So you can also talk about your personal project or a professional project. So if I talk about my professional project, currently we are following agile, completely agile. So if I talk about hybrid approach, nickname the combo deal. Okay, so it's like you understood that we have already talked about it. It's a combination of predictive plus adaptive, waterfall plus agile. I want structure, but also the freedom to change my mind, like ordering a salad and fries. So definitely we will have some structure, we will have some plan, but we can change that in between. Okay. So key traits are like combines predictive and adaptive methods. That's the same point. Upfront planning plus iterative execution. So planning is done, then iterative execution means if there are changes required, we will change it. Customized to project needs, like it is basically, we can customize as per the project needs. And analogy is nothing but think of building a house with a flexible interior design, right? You want to build a house, we will not change anything in the design of the house or the architecture of the house, but we can think about the design part, interior design part, which we can keep it flexible. Okay. So pros, tailored for complex projects, best of both worlds, flexible yet structured, right? So even if it is flexible yet it is structured. Cons can get confusing, needs a skilled team, and risk of Frankenstein processes, right? So it is required very skilled team. Sometimes it becomes confusing, and I leave the risk of part. Okay, audience poll. Which approach does your current project use? Predictive, adaptive, or hybrid? Or just hold on to your hats? Nothing is there, right? So you can comment that. Real life example, time. Okay, predictive. Building a bridge, You don't want creativity mid construction, right? So you like, no, we fix the scope, schedule, and the cost, and we start the work of building a bridge. Adaptive, launching a mobile app, user feedback is everything. So as the user gives feedback, we can make changes in the application. That's why we are considering adaptive here. And in hybrid, upgrading an IT system, core structured planned feature is iterated, right? So imagine there is IT system, there is some extension happening. So they have planned everything. Just they want to add some feature extension of the system, then the features can get changed, but the basic planning will remain the same. When to use what situation, then predictive, adaptive, hybrid. It's a basically a comparison. Okay, so when it is a clear scope, predictive is good, adaptive is not required, hybrid also works. Frequent changes, predictive will never work, adaptive and hybrid works. Regulatory compliance, so compliance is a critical thing, so predictive and hybrid both works, but adaptive won't work. Innovation projects, predictive not required, adaptive and hybrid both can be used. Team likes surprises. So if you want surprises, then predictive is not recommended. Adaptive and hybrid both are recommended here. So it's a quiz time, fun and it interactive. Let's play. Predictive, adaptive, or hybrid. First, you are building a Mars rover for NASA. Can you please comment? It is predictive, adaptive, or hybrid. You got it right. It's predictive. Then next one is you are designing a new flavor of ice cream. This one is tricky. You can compare with the baking of cake example, which we have given. So again, you guessed it right. It's adaptive. Okay. And the third one is we all know the answer. That is you are digitizing HR records with new software. It will definitely come into hybrid. So I'm coming to the final thoughts. There is no one size fits all. Definitely, as per the project, we will do the, we will change, we will select like adaptive, predictive, or hybrid. So you need to know your project very well, know your team, choose what works, not what's trendy. So Agile is trendy, but if you are okay with Waterfall, then please go with Waterfall. Mix if needed, but don't mix blindly. Again, wherever Waterfall is applicable, use it. Otherwise, don't just mix it blindly. So pro tip I have, guys, hybrid is not throwing Waterfall and Agile into a blender and hoping for a smoothie. That's how you get a soap. Definitely, even if we consider hybrid, we need to be cautious about the project plan very well. Okay. So that's it for today. So if you want to learn PMP, then I will recommend you to stay tuned for further videos. Till then, take care. Catch you soon. Bye bye.